Hawaii volcano leaves escape routes in doubt. KEAAU, Hawaii. As the Kilauea volcano spews lava and toxic gas, weary residents are facing the threat of fewer routes to escape, and the possibility of finding themselves stranded. 3 rural highways serve as evacuation routes for roughly 5,000 residents living near the erupting lava fissures. One is completely blocked and another remains open only to local residents for now. The biggest concern is the third exit route, Highway 130, a main connector road that runs from north to south through the region. Several large cracks have formed in the road due to magma disrupting earth as it travels downslope underground. 9 metal plates have been installed over the cracks to maintain access. But if those fail and the highway becomes impassable, residents in numerous neighborhoods will be stranded. "We're doing everything humanly possible to keep Highway 130 open," says Don Smith, an engineering program manager for the Hawaii Department of Transportation. To keep the road passable, transportation officials will reinforce the metal plates, fill in the cracks with aggregate material and use heat-resistant steel-reinforced plates if needed. "We have multiple contingencies in place and will go down a list depending on the circumstances," said Tim Sakura, Public Information Officer for the Hawaii Transportation Department. One backup plan includes shoring up a road that runs through the closed Volcanoes National Park for use as a one-way emergency evacuation route. But that also presents several challenges. While only a small portion of Chain of Craters Road has to be fixed, the route passes close to the Halemaumau crater, near the volcano summit, which continues to sporadically spew ash thousands of feet into the air. Despite the uncertainty, Gene Howell, a Seaview Estates resident who lives a few miles downwind from where the lava is entering the ocean, is staying put. "My knowing is that I am right here, right now, because this is where I am supposed to be," Howell said. "If I was supposed to be somewhere else, I'd be guided by a higher knowing within me to go somewhere else." If authorities order an evacuation for her area, Howell said she hasn't decided whether she would leave. "There really aren't a whole lot of places to go," she said. Fellow Seaview resident Mark Wyatt is in a similar boat. He retired to the Big Island 12 years ago and manages 3 rental properties in the coastal neighborhood. While his tenants and about 60% of the neighborhood have evacuated, Wyatt is staying as long as possible to watch over the homes. "Even if they do mandatory evacuations, they're going to have to drag me out of here," he said. "I'm going to have to see the lava before I decide to leave. I don't know where else I would go, because I love it here." Prince Kilauea family has lived in Kilauea for nearly a century, and his father, Robert Kilauea, is the namesake of the internationally known Uncle Robert's Kava Bar and weekly farmers market. As a member of a road maintenance crew with Hawaii County Department of Public Works, Kilauea relocated out of Kilauea due to his job. He said many of his relatives in Kilauea plan to stay. "Their view is that they're not going to move unless they really have to," says Kilauea. "The majority of them are retired and grow their own vegetables and raise pigs and chickens. They know they can survive off the land, that's why they feel comfortable staying. Part of it's cultural and part of it is they have nowhere else to go." He adds younger relatives who have jobs requiring daily travel on Highway 130 will soon face tough choices. They're going to have to make a decision, to stay or evacuate, sooner or later. Depending on which way the lava travels and where new fissures erupt, the only way out may be by helicopter. Officials are formulating plans to conduct mass air evacuations should the region's main roads be compromised. According to a report in the Honolulu Star-Advertiser, Hawaii Army National Guard Commander Brigadier General Kenneth Hara told county, state and federal officials that 2 Sikorsky CH-53C Stallion helicopters are available for evacuation purposes. Hara was recently tasked to spearhead Joint Task Force 50, a dual command team comprised of National Guard and active military personnel based in the town of Hilo, roughly 15 miles north of the eruptions on the Lower East Rift Zone. According to a Hawaii County spokesperson, the units can evacuate upwards of 500 people within 2 hours.